Hello, and welcome to the first lesson of the first module, Balancing a Dish. I wanted to start with something fun, creative, a bit right brain, because the next lesson is going to be a bit more heavy, but absolutely necessary. So making a dish delicious without a recipe is so much easier when we have a really good understanding of all the different ways we can balance a dish, all the different contrasts that we can use. So let's just look at those. Flavour, texture, temperature, nutrients, colour. Now, flavour is just two things together, aroma and taste. Aroma, we can play with it a bit. We can add spices, we can add herbs. Everything has an aroma pretty much in food. But taste is something we can really balance to make a dish really satisfying. Next is texture. Now, with all of these contrasts, we can think of them in terms of yin and yang, polar opposites. If we've got, for example, if we've got something crispy, you can be damn sure that if we've got something creamy, a bit of yin and yang going on there, it's going to be very satiating and satisfying. Temperature is another one. Temperature, hot and cold. I've given a simple example of a hot chocolate brownie and vanilla ice cream. Need I say more? I mean, there's not many people who don't like that. But even if you don't like that, you can at least appreciate that hot and cold contrast really works. Nutrients isn't something people think about a lot when they're creating a dish, but it is something worth mentioning as this is delicious, nutritious, easy cooking. If something is mineral rich, it's likely going to be bitter. It's particularly minerals like iron. If something is high in protein and amino acids, it's likely going to be umami. If something is acidic, it's likely going to have vitamin C. You get the idea. Nutrients play a role. We don't really need to think about it too much when we're balancing a dish. We just want to ensure we've got an array of nutrients. And with that array of nutrients comes an array of balance and contrast in itself. And finally, color. Color, need I talk about the importance of color? I mean, color is what makes life beautiful. It's what makes food beautiful. And you can be assured that when you have a rainbow, if you like, of fruit and veg, you're getting a rainbow of nutrients as well. So I said that taste is the most fundamental of those variables that we manipulate, if you like. Simply taste is sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami. Now, I've given the example of a tomato. If we pick ripe cherry tomatoes on a sunny day, they're going to be so bloody delicious, assuming you like them. We're not even going to get most of them back to the kitchen. They're a beautiful balance of sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami. They have a great texture. They have, when you bite into them, they explode. They have a great aroma. They have the aroma of the vine if they're freshly picked. They give us a vitality. They have the life force of the sun, if you like. That gives us, if they're freshly picked, they're going to give us more energy. So yeah, the cherry tomatoes are a great example of balance and contrast. I've got a quote Marco Pierre. A huge influence on me as a young chef was Marco Pierre White. A lot of you will have heard of him. A great chef in the 90s particularly. He famously said, Mother Nature is the true artist, we are the technicians. And I couldn't think of a more relevant place to say that when talking about balance and contrast, in that balance and contrasts don't always have to be complicated. If we've got good ingredients, and Italians will attest to this more than anyone probably, we don't need to do much to them. They're going to have glorious, if we put these good ingredients in the right way, we don't have to create elaborate Parisian dishes to create glorious balance and contrast. So, let's take some ubiquitous examples around the world. Most people would have heard of, or at one point in their life have appreciated a peanut butter and jam or jelly sandwich. It's a great example of balance and contrast. Umami, salty, perhaps crunchy peanut butter, sweet and sour jam, fluffy, maybe crispy bread. Another one's BLT. It's universally loved for the most part. Umami, salty bacon, tomatoes we've mentioned, crispy lettuce, creamy mayonnaise on a, let's say, fluffy, crunchy ciabatta. You get the idea. The more you understand balance and contrast, the more you see why products or dishes at a restaurant work. Now, let's take those cherry tomatoes, let's take them further down the road. Let's put them in a salad. Let's put them on a plate. Let's tear some buffalo mozzarella, drizzle some olive oil. We're creating a yin and yang right there, in that the tomatoes are quite acidic, and that acidity really balances with the fat. Just think of a vinaigrette. That's what it is. It's acid and fat, or a mayonnaise. It's a yin and a yang right there. A more complex example is probably one of my favorite dishes of all time, the Thai mussels curry. Now, Thai mussels curry's got contrasts in the realm of aroma too. It's got contrast from earthy spices like cumin, coriander, cinnamon, star anise, and fresh tropical spices like lemongrass, galangal, chili. It's got contrast in that it's creamy, sweet, sour, acidic. It's got meat and veg and peanuts for texture, fluffy white rice. And if we're finishing that with a nice zingy salad, we've got a real symphony, if you like, of balance and contrast that is glorious, absolutely delicious. So to sum up, the more you understand balance and contrast, the easier it is just to make everyday dishes delicious. And who knows, maybe one day you'll create your own dishes. Thanks. See you in the next lesson.